Hey everybody, welcome, welcome, welcome. How's everybody doing tonight? I know I'm on late and I'm on by myself. uh, I was just sitting here, just thinking a little. I just decided to come online. I said I was gonna be more consistent late. Yeah, I said I was gonna be more consistent. Um, try to come on more, showing my face. Usually I am, faceless, but I decided that I need to just, start showing who I am regardless. So that's exactly what I am going to start doing, you know. I'm not always going to be on the camera, but I'm going to try to be as much as I can just so, people could get to know me. And, I know a lot of people know the sound of my voice because I usually come on faceless, but I think it's important to connect with your supporters. So, that's something that I've been thinking of changing. And so I think that when you're on the camera, you can connect more with your supporters. So that's what I'm going to be implementing. Hey Beam, hey Mikey. Yeah, I'm late today. I wasn't even going to come on really, but like I said, I've been wanting to be more consistent because I have goals. So I just want to be more consistent. And like I said, I want to come on the camera more so I could connect with you guys and so you guys could connect with me. And so you can get to just know me. I'm not always going to be on the camera, but when I feel like it, I am. And when I don't feel like it, I'm not. How's everybody doing tonight? I'm good. I'm good. Thank you. Could always be better. Right? Everybody could always be better, but it could always be worse. So yeah, I just been thinking, I didn't really, I wasn't really gonna come on, but then I just didn't. I decided to just come on. I think that you know some people are feeling the same way as me, like not so much energy lately. If you follow my channel, you probably understand why. If you haven't, please go watch my other videos that I have explained, my situation a little bit more. I have spoke about it several times, so I don't really want to get into that. I just want to get into the how I've been feeling today or lately. you know, this holiday season, or as soon as it like hit fall, it's like a energy shifted. I don't know. In the summer, I was out and about and everything. I was happy. I don't know, maybe because there was more sunlight. I was always with Jackson out in the park walking, just getting healthy for myself. Once school started and once it started getting cold, it like changed for me, like my whole energy shifted. I don't know if anybody else out there has been feeling that way, but I need to get out of it. I've been doing a lot of procrastinating, which I hate. I know the things I have to do, but I've just been procrastinating. Hey, JC. Welcome in, welcome in. Thanks for being here. So yeah, I just been procrastinating a lot, I know I have a list of things I should be doing, but I just haven't, you know, looking for looking for a job. It has been difficult for me. I said I wasn't gonna say it again, but anyway, looking for a job has been difficult for me. I fill out 100 applications a week and still nothing. So I'm hoping that 2026 brings me some kind of luck because I need it. You know, I've been used to working all my damn adult life. I need to get back in the workforce. I'm not one to be freaking lazy, home all the damn time, you know? And like I said, even though I'm home all the time, because of how I've been feeling with low energy and stuff like that, I don't get shit done anymore the way I used to, you know? I don't know if anybody has dealt with that or knows anybody going through that, but it's not easy. It's not about being lazy, it's just like not having the energy to do it, you know? You have to do it. You know what needs to be done. All I have energy for is to be a mom, make dinner, make sure, um the kitchen's clean, the bathroom's clean, our clothes are clean, there's food in the fridge, things like that. Just, but there's so much more I need to do. I need to go through my son's toys. I need to, donate toys that are still in great condition to, make room for the toys that he's gonna get on Christmas. I need to go through our clothes because we have so many clothes, thank goodness. Um, I need to donate, I need to throw out, I need to like merge, declutter, and I just haven't had the energy. And it's sad, because I don't want to be this way, but unfortunately, that's just the way it is right now for me. So, hey, Elizabeth, welcome in, welcome in. Please like, share, comment, subscribe. Um, yeah, thank you for being here. Thanks, Mikey. Yes, I hope it changes for me too because it's not easy when you're used to, doing what you have to do for your family. Even though I'm still doing it, I'm not doing it and just I'm not feeling good the way I used to, you know. Unfortunately, I'm just not. I have to be honest with myself. I'm not myself. People invite me places. Um, people invite me places. I say yes. I get excited that they invited me. And then when the day comes or the day before, whatever, I'm like, I ain't going to that. I have no energy. I feel like, and also, I feel like I'm being also responsible because it's like, I'm not going to waste the money on like going out or doing whatever when I know my household is gonna need it. So might as well save the money, to use it the right way. But, being in the house all the time with, a 5-year old is not easy. And, I do need a break sometimes too. Um, so it's just not easy. I'm not, reaching out to friends like I used to. Even, I'm just not myself and I hate it. I just hate it. So I need to get back on track hopefully soon. Something got to give, right? Eventually. Um, yeah, something got to give. And I need to start making myself feel better also in the fitness aspect. I'm not where I want to be. I'm not where I'm used to being, you know. I don't want to get used to this version of me. This version of me is not me, so I still don't feel myself. Even though I had Jackson, 5 years ago, I still feel like this is not me. I feel like I'm a stranger, to myself. I don't know if that makes sense to anybody, but yeah. And people say, "Oh, you look good still. You look good still." But if you don't feel good about yourself, it doesn't matter what anybody says. Hey, sis TC, how are ya? Hope you're enjoying your family. Hey, Q. Hey, Stash. Yes, New York in the building. Yeah. Oh, sorry. Oh, I hate when that happens. But yeah, I'm just being, it's sorry guys. It's not like an exciting drama filled live right now. I'm just being, me. Um, just being a little bit open and honest about, what I've been going through, how I've been feeling. You know, YouTube is a little outlet for me because I don't really talk to anybody in my real life, like, outside of YouTube, about what I've been going through, except, some of my, what I call my sisters, they know what I'm going through. But that's about it. So, you guys, my supporters, YouTube is, an outlet for me. So, this is kind of my therapy, especially how I've been feeling, lately. And yeah, so I just felt like it's important to be a little bit transparent so you guys could know me, like know who you're supporting. TC said, "Hey baby, and you do look good. We're going to hold each other accountable in 2026 because I got to get back on it too, okay?" Yes, sis. Yeah, definitely need to get on it to go back to feeling myself. And I have a 5 year old to run after. I have a 5 year old to run after, so I need to get healthy and everything so I could be able to run after him and us run together. you know, be able to take him on trips, take him on rides, and not have to worry about, being overweight for the rides, because that is something you have to think about, when you want to have fun. You have to be careful if you're over a certain weight. Most people, they don't even care. They'll just go on the ride. But rides do have a weight limit, and I'm conscious about that. So even though I'm not like huge, but you'd be surprised. A lot of like rides at amusement park, it's it doesn't take a lot to exceed the weight limit. So you'd be really surprised. And then like in water parks and stuff, if you go down those slides and shit, you don't want to get stuck. Nah, but I just want to feel good about myself in general too, But I do think about that. I have a 5 year old that, I want to take him to Disney. I want to take him here. But the first step is, of course, I have to get a job. I have to get myself back on track. And yeah, and, you know, my fitness journey, my health journey. I need to get back on it and be serious and, motivate myself. No problem, Mikey. Hey, Lily sis. I thought you were already relaxing. That's why I didn't bother you. It's all good. Thank you for at least passing through. Yeah, so I do have a few, like I said, a few of women that I did meet, on YouTube that, I consider my sisters now. They are my sisters, and that we help motivate each other. We're there for each other. If we feel like we need somebody to talk to, we're there for each other, and it really feels like genuine, like nobody's judging. Nobody that in my circle, nobody makes you feel like you're less than, even though many of them are, I have many of my sisters that are doing very well for themselves, and knowing my situation, they don't treat me any different, they actually include me in things, so they do make me feel good, and I'm glad, that I met them, you know. I know, sis. I know. I know. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Lily. It's all good. Hey, brother of a certain age. Brother of a certain age says, I'm not sure if you touched on it yet, but what do you think that's held back as far as your fitness journey? My motivation. In the summer, I was going outside literally every single day. It didn't matter what time it was, because I didn't have to wake up early to take my son to school. So even if it was late night, I was going on walks every single day of the summer. Maybe a couple Sundays out of the summer I didn't, but I think for the most part, every single day I did go out. And is on it's on YouTube because I used to stream every my walks with Jackson every day. But it's just my lack of motivation. I did touch on it. My motivation just went down once it became fall and school time, you know. And that's where it all boils down to. I can't blame it on anybody. I blame it on myself. It's my motivation, my lack of motivation, because I do have time, plenty of time, but that's what it is. But also, it's because I'm going through a personal struggle right now of unfortunately being unemployed and not being able to find a job, even though I fill out like 100 or more applications a week. And that has just brung my energy levels down, that I don't feel like doing shit outside of looking for a job, and doing the regular mother stuff, like washing clothes and cooking and going shopping for food and things like that. So it's very hard. It's just hard, when you don't feel 100% yourself. But I know I should get out and exercise and do all that, because that's also a way of getting rid of these negative feelings. So yeah. Today I wasn't even gonna go on live because I've been in my feelings and stuff. But I said one of my goals is to be more consistent with YouTube. Because I need to get my freaking um. Yeah, I did try it. I did try it. I need to pay for the. I think there's like a. I don't know what it's called, like a membership or something. But I need to pay for the membership. But I've been applying on Indeed, on what's the other one? LinkedIn. What's the other one? Something Recruiter, Zip Recruiter. So yeah. But I've been in a lot of job search communities, and I see that it's not only me. A lot of people are having struggles these days. I don't know why that is, because there should be plenty of jobs. I don't know. I just don't know. Even if it's work from home jobs, there should be plenty of them. People need customer service. People need billing. You know what I'm saying? I just don't get it. My resume, I think sometimes they look at your resume and they think you're too experienced because they don't want to pay you. That's what I think. But I could be wrong, you know? Hey, Miss Dee Dee. How are you, Miss Dee Dee? How are the children? Are you ready for the holidays? I hope you're doing better. I know we haven't talked on a personal level in a minute, but that's what I'm talking about now. I'm getting personal. Hey Teresa, welcome in, welcome in. That's good. That's good. You're ready for the holidays. I have I also have some YouTube channels that I got for you too that I okay. Oh yeah, send them to me. Send those YouTube channels to me. I don't know why in New York, like, like airlines and stuff like that, like even though we have an international airport here and things like that, there's not a lot of online jobs like for the airports or this or that. For some reason, it excludes New York. I always wonder why, you know? I just don't get it. I don't get it. Why um so many of these online jobs, remote jobs, exclude New York. It's always Florida or Georgia or something like that. It most of the time it always excludes New York. I don't know why. You're not ready? Shit is what? Is after 12 where I'm at, so it's 2 days away. Christmas is 2 days away, and I'm not ready either. That's another thing. I have not wrapped not one present. Why do I do this to myself? But I have to do something today because I do not want to wrap all the presents on Christmas Eve. I'm lucky I have some to begin with. But saving it to the last minute on Christmas Eve is the worst. Cause then you have to wait for I have to wait for Jackson to go to sleep, you know? So yeah, I need to wrap. Tomorrow I'm gonna go get the stuff from storage because I do need to wrap. Hey Precious. Welcome in, welcome in. I'm just talking a little bit about I hate to really come online and talk about this because it's like, brah, brah, brah. Nobody wants to hear about somebody going through, you know, what they're going through. Especially a lot of people are judgmental and they're like, you're a damn adult. How are you that old and going through what you're going through? Like, what did you do wrong? You know? But if you've followed my journey, you know exactly what happened, and I don't think that you would have took, what what your employers were doing to you either before or you probably would have got arrested. But yeah, I have spoke about it on previous lives about exactly why I'm unemployed at the moment. But yeah. Yeah, you're right, Precious. This is my safe space. Girl, nobody perfect. We allowed to struggle. But yeah. I know, and this is my channel, right? If they don't like it, they could keep scrolling. So yeah, so lately it's just like I've been feeling like, like my body is here, but my mind is like somewhere else, you know? Like I'm here but not fully here. And I think, I don't think people talk enough about like being like the that kind of like disconnect. It's not sadness exactly, it's just, and it's not really depression. It's more like, like foggy. Like I'm just in between right now. And I'm hoping to get better, I need to, maybe like I said, that I need to go out and at least, start exercising, things like that, go walking again. The gym is only like $10 a month. I think I could swing $10 or $15 a month to get in the gym, to at least, start moving my body more, because I know when you go to the gym, you do start feeling better about yourself, and it becomes like an addiction, like you want to keep going. So I think that probably will make me feel better also when I start going to the gym and stuff, and especially once you start seeing progress, and when other people start seeing progress, it makes you feel better. So yeah, it's more of looking for a change in a way. Yep, exactly. You will get better. Yes, I'm hoping so. A brother of a certain age says we all struggle at certain times of our lives. Just some people do it in silence for fear of judgment, in my opinion. Yes. And I really, like I said, you guys are my outlet right now, because the people in my in my personal life back here, they don't know anything that I'm going through. And that's that's another like weight on my shoulder. Um they don't know what I'm going through, They see me doing what I have to do because I don't ask anybody for anything, and thank God, when I was working, I'm good at what I do. I'm good at being a provider. I'm good at budgeting and things like that. So that's the way I've been dealing this last year and a half. I haven't had to ask any family members for anything. I haven't asked, besides child support, I haven't asked my son's father for anything. Like, that's why nobody knows what I'm going through. They think everything's just the same, because I haven't, you know, had to ask anybody for anything. Oh, you see these white hairs? But yeah. So that's why, they still think that I'm the regular strong person that got everything together. But nope, they don't know what I'm going through, and nobody bothering to ask. Nobody bothers to ask. But I guess that's my fault too. Yes, be authentically use this. Yeah, we like transparency. Tiana every day is helping me start to exercise every day again. Tiana every day. I'm gonna check them out. But yeah, I have actually one of my sisters in the back. She she's helping all of us get our stuff together when it comes to our wellness. So, like I said, I do have people motivating me in the right way. I just gotta start getting to it, you know? I need to start meal prepping, so when I'm, hungry, I don't, you know, just not eat, because that doesn't help either, not eating. You have to make sure you're eating and watch what you're eating. Um, you have to watch your sodium at a certain age. cholesterol, all that. Um, a brother of a certain age says, yeah, people are not gonna ask the strong one if they need help. We have to go to people and tell them, I know, tell me about it. And nobody even knows. And it's true. But me, I don't tell them because of the judgment. And that's why I said people need to stop with the judgment because you don't know what people feel on the inside. You don't know what's going on with them. Like even outside, somebody might seem like they have an attitude you know, or whatever. You don't know what they're really going through at home. So be mindful. Being mindful is important. Don't think that they're just being a bitch because they want to. Don't think that they're giving you some kind of advice because they're hating on you or something. Sometimes it really is because they've been there, done that. So they're just trying to help you out to, you know, because they want to actually see you do better than they did, you know? So yeah. And a lot of people do you know misread things that you may say, you know and that's not good either. But sometimes I do deal with like a little bit of anxiety because of everything that I'm going through, because um I have bills to pay. I'm a single mom. I don't want my kids to see me struggle, you know? I don't even want them to know. I don't even want them to feel the struggle, you know? I want them to stay innocent. Well, my 18-year-old, he's 18. So, of course, he knows that I'm not working. But my 5-year-old, he don't know what the heck's going on. And it's always, mommy, I want this, or mommy, I want that. Can I have a new train? You know? Can I have a new train? We go to the store. Oh, can I have this chips? Can I have that chips? It's easy to say no. Of course, I don't say yes all the time because you don't give them what they want all the time anyway. Who does that? We are already raising these kids that feel entitled. We can't keep doing that too. We have to learn how to say no. We don't have to say yes all the time. We're not obligated to say yes all the time. You know, they need to deal with the no's in life. They're not always gonna get yeses. But yeah, so just the anxiety of um, you know, not being able to provide gets to me. I keep thinking, in a few months, I'm not gonna have anything in my savings, or you know, it's just diminishing. I'm so used to when I'm working and stuff that I'm saving. So not to be saving for this long, I do have a lot of anxiety about finances, you know? And a lot of people also, they think like I'm distant, or, they think I don't care. They invite me places, and a lot of the times I say no just because I don't feel like myself. And I know going out, I'm not going to be myself. So why go and, ruin it? So, and then also people want to judge you, and they think you might be being lazy. But what they don't see is how hard I'm trying to hold myself together, you know? Because, like I said, I'm the strong one. I'm supposed to be the strong one. I'm supposed to be strong for everybody. Like I'm the only child for my mom, so I'm supposed to be strong for my mother. I'm supposed to be strong for all three of my kids. Nobody's there for me. to have my back. So I always have had to have my back, you know. I grew up pretty fast, but my mother wasn't as good with money and stuff as I am now. She is better now that she's older, but when she was my age or younger, she wasn't good with money. She didn't budget well and things like that. So I knew what struggle was. And that's probably why I didn't want to struggle and I did the opposite of that. But yeah, so I have to be strong for my mom. I have to be strong for my kids. I have to be strong for everybody. Exactly. I'm the glue to my family. And, because I'm the only child, it's like I feel like I'm obligated to do certain things, and I have to watch, hurting my mom's feelings because we don't have a big family. So I'm literally all she got, really, besides, because my grandmother's still alive, but my grandmother's 95. Her mind is not all there anymore. So literally, it's like I'm all she has. So yes, I am like the glue. So I have to keep myself together to keep everybody else together. You get it? Hey, simple sis, how are you? Welcome in, welcome in. Thanks for joining. Lily made a new song for me. She said, "No, I said it in the song, sis. You don't always have to be strong, but yes, I do. If I fall apart, there's nobody to catch me. There's nobody to put me together. So I do have to stay strong." A brother of a certain age says, "As the strong one, though, make sure you have community and people to lean on and use them when needed." It's hard for me. Like I said, I'm never the type that, you know, ask for anything. I might suggest it, but I never ask for anything. I'm not the type that says, "Can I have $20? Can I have $20?" No, let me stop. Or, "Can you help me pay my light bill? Or can you help me pay my rent?" I'm not that type ever, you know? Even when I started getting more independent, like I don't even ask my, like I said, besides what I get for child support, I don't ask my kids' dad for anything either. Like I'm not that type. They also know me as the um their kid's mother that has her shit together, that is strong. So not even they know, you know, my struggles. But I do, reach out to. I have my sisters that are like family, that I met on YouTube, that they do make me feel you know, like I'm family. Lily's one of them. TC, she was here a little while ago. She's another one, and there's a few others in the background that, make me feel like we're family and help me to open up to them, that I have, somebody to talk to. I might not open up as much, but they do know what I'm going through, because like I said, I don't put my burdens on anybody really. So they know what I enough, what I let them know. But yeah, but I can't wait to be able to, actually be like, I'm not gonna say 100% happy because I don't think it's rare that somebody's like 100% happy, but I can't wait to at least be 80% happy again. Because it's always something. It's always something. Nobody's perfect. So I just can't wait to at least be 80% happy again. You know, be working, be having something to do, you know, having a purpose besides my children. I know my kids are my purpose, but I'm looking for a different purpose. And that's another reason why, I'm single still. Because if I'm not happy within myself, why am I gonna have somebody, you know, by my side seeing my struggles and things like that? So I rather, until I fully love myself again, I'm not ready to bring anybody else into my, you know, environment. Hey, Andrew. Yes, shout out to Lily and everyone else. Yes. Because if I didn't meet them, I don't know. I will be keeping everything bottled in, and thank you to the supporters too that are here because, you guys help me have somebody to talk to. I mean, I could be talking to the screen, but it's good when somebody's actually in here and, talking to me. That I don't look like a crazy person just talking to the screen. But yeah. If you haven't liked, please double tap the screen, guys. Double tap the screen. We have 15 likes. Can we get to 20? Can we get to 20 likes? Yes, and if anybody would like to donate to my channel, my Cash App is pinned. Um, yeah. So it's like I'm always exhausted. A lot of times they be texting me, I'll go into a live, to support, or even if I'm a mod in a thing, and I literally land up falling asleep because I'm just exhausted all the time, damn time. And like, why am I exhausted? I'm not doing shit. But I'll be sleeping, and that's when you know something's wrong too, when you're like always sleeping. Like when you're always tired, even when you just woke up, you know? I have to force myself to stay up because all I want to do is sleep. It's like I'm sleeping the day away just because I'm waiting for the day that I get, that call that says, oh, you're hired, you know? Hey, King Grayson. Welcome in, welcome in. Yeah, so I'm just like mentally exhausted. That's what I could say. Like I'm basically mentally exhausted and it's not easy, you know? So that's why I come out here, I talk about what I talk about. A lot of the topics I bring up are people, that have mental health problems because even if it's something violent, it all comes down to some kind of mental health issue. And that's why it's important to have somebody to talk to. That's why it's important to talk about what you go through so you don't get bottled up and, lash out at the wrong person, you know? Because sometimes you build up all that stuff inside of you, and a person could say the smallest thing wrong, and you could just black out and do something that you're gonna regret. So it is important to, talk to people if you're feeling a certain way. Find somebody to talk to, journal, whatever you have to do. Take a walk, exercise, whatever you have to do. Come to your community and talk to your community, you know? Because if they really are your supporters, they're going to be there for you, whether it's about drama, whether it's about a hot topic, a trending topic, you know? If it's about you, and you have supporters, then they're really your community. And that's what I'm trying to do here. I'm trying to build my community. And so I'm grateful for everybody that has passed through tonight, and letting me talk about what I'm talking about, you know. Sometimes pressure is one of the biggest silent killers also of motivation. You let all the pressure get to you, all the pressure when everything feels like it's urgent, but yet nothing feels doable because you don't have the energy. And then, there's the guilt, mom guilt. life guilt, the guilt, like the feeling like you should be doing more. You start comparing yourself to others. you know you just feel like everybody got everything all together except you. But yet, when you really look from the outside in, there's many people that don't have it together. you know they're just good at masking that. you know So some people might act silly. Some people might seek attention from the wrong people. Some people might seek friendships from the wrong people that actually are feeding off of them. That they actually down, that they actually want to see them doing bad, you know? That they fake like supporting them, but not really supporting them. And people need to open their eyes, because there's so many people that act like you're supporters, but they're really not. You know, people who look more productive, people who look happy online, it's not always what it seems. And I've been learning that daily. Yeah, no, that's how it looks, but some people fake it till they make it. Yep. Exactly. It's always good to have someone there listening. It's so astonishing how just having someone there listening and not judging or replying, yep, can actually help someone mentally. That is so true. Hi, mate. Hi, Mitch. Welcome in. Welcome in. It really is true, though. You know? And I've had moments that I'm just sitting, like thinking about everything I haven't done. Oh, wait, my neck hurts. Everything I haven't done. And you know, instead of motivating me, it actually just shuts me down, and then I start judging myself, you know. Andrew said, it's a lot about him that's mysterious. All we'll see. Yeah, the I was hiding behind the little picture for a long time. But I decided, it's time to start being, I've been transparent about my story, but it's time for me to connect with you guys, on a different level. You like, why? What am I hiding? You know, I'm me. Take it or leave it. You know, like me or don't like me. Either way, I'm still gonna be me, and I'm still gonna be here. So, you know, um, so I try not to judge myself for shutting down, but I judge myself for shutting down. That inner voice of yours can be cruel, can be more cruel than the people outside, you know, that you're scared that they're going to judge you. Sometimes you judge yourself more than anybody ever could, you know, because I don't really, especially online, like I don't let people get to me like that, you know. Embrace who you truly are. Love yourself. Only you can truly love yourself other than mother or God. Start with self. Humans will follow. Yep. And that's exactly what I've been saying. I'm trying to learn to love myself again. I'm trying to give myself grace, you know? I'm just trying to give myself grace, but it's not easy, where, everything I'm going through right now. So I'm just, like I said, waiting to at least be 80% happy again. I want to feel like myself again. I want to feel happy. I want to, you know, just live. I can't wait to be able to go on trips again, because that's another thing, when I'm where I'm supposed to be financially and stuff like that. I'm the type that takes trips. I miss trips. I miss being able to just book a trip and going, which I that's something that I need to do. I need to renew my passport. But so I'm just saying this out loud because I know I'm not the only one, that feels this way, and that who talks to themselves like that, who judges themselves so hard. Lily says, oh, Simple says, you are stronger than you know and love more than you know. Ah, thank you, Simple. Lily says, they say you are your own toughest critic. That is so true. Something like that. La Fala, I want to sound smart like Andrew. No, but that is what they say. You're your own toughest critic. It's true. You said it right, Lily. And Andrew said, it's a process. Don't rush it. Enjoy learning about yourself. You'll be, girl, boy, man, I'm already old. I need to get it together. I need to get it together. I don't have much time. Nah, hopefully I have a lot of time, but I need to get it together. It's a process. Don't rush it. Enjoy learning about yourself. You'll be amazed at what you'll learn about yourself. He said he's not smart at all, just wise. Yes. So yeah, you know. And then these holidays, oh my goodness. They're supposed to be all happy and joyful, especially for your children. This year, I've been procrastinating and procrastinating. It's crazy. Like I said, I don't even have presents wrapped. Like usually I decorate the house. Like I didn't do that this year. I decorate my door usually. Didn't do that this year. I did do the tree. I have a 5-year old. I have to do it. You know, I have to do it for him, especially because, like I said, the 18-year old, he don't really care. But my 5-year old, you know, I do it for him. But nobody talks about like how triggering these holidays can be when you see other people doing well, and just happy and joyful, and the energy's there, and then no energy, not feeling like doing shit. Like I haven't even went to a stores like I usually do, because I don't got it. So why am I going to stores? And that's another thing, Even if I'm not gonna buy nothing, usually I freaking go, going to see the decorations and this and that, the different trees that they have in different malls. This year I didn't do that. They bring up memories. They like highlight what's missing, you know? And the holidays also add to that financial pressure. And although, like I said, my 18-year-old, he understands and stuff like that. And thank God he has a dad that if I don't have it, I mean, he's going to do regardless, whether I have it or not. So I'm lucky in that way, that they both have their dads that do for them regardless. Um, so they don't want for anything. But as a mom, you still wanna, even though you shouldn't feel like pressure to buy anything, especially when you don't have it like that, you still feel the pressure because they're in your household. They're gonna wake up on Christmas Day with you, so you feel like you have to do something. Take time to reflect on past and let it go and move forward happily, knowing that you're still pushing and it was a speed bump and not a failed motor. Yes, I'm trying. Trust me, I'm trying. I am definitely trying, but it's been over a year now, so it's like it's not even a speed bump. It's a whole freaking car wreck right now. It's like a whole car wreck, or that's how it feels, at least, you know? So this year, I haven't been excited. Am I giving myself a migraine? So this year I haven't been feeling like excited. I've been feeling overwhelmed, you know? Putting up the tree even was a chore, you know? I did it for my son. And then, wrapping gifts. Wrapping gifts feels like a freaking job. I should be all happy and stuff like that. But wrapping gifts feels like a damn chore. But I'll get it together. I'll get it together tomorrow. I'm just gonna wrap the damn presents and get it over with. My mother wasn't able to afford all four of myself or my siblings' Christmas gifts or birthdays, so I was the son who told her not to worry about me. I'll wait till income tax. I was 10. Aw. Yeah, I know my son, my 18-year-old, he doesn't, like I said, he doesn't care because regardless, his dad will get him whatever he wants, you know? I'm the person that gets him everything he needs, and his dad is the one that gets him everything he wants. So that's the difference, you know? But that alone, you know? But thank God my kids do have everything they need, so sorry, my lips are dry. So thank goodness there. I am blessed to say that, we do have everything we need. We just don't have everything we want. Oh, we do. I mean, we do probably have everything we want right now too. But you know how it is. She told me, and then Lily said, it's okay. 2026 is our year. I hope so. Andrew says she told me a week before she passed away that it really helped her mentally and she really appreciated it. Aw, don't make me cry now. That actually made me happy. It definitely does when you have children that don't act entitled, like you're obligated to do something, and when they're understanding. That definitely makes a mother feel good and proud of the person that they raised. So you're a good man, Andrew. Hey, James, how are ya? How are you? Happy, it's Tuesday here now. So happy Tuesday. Hope you're doing well. Nice humans pass away. It's life and part of her journey. I'm at peace with my parents passing. Still sorry for your loss, but that's good that you found peace in it. Hey, B3. That's good, James. Thanks for passing through. I appreciate you. Can we get me to 20 likes, please? 20 likes or more. Double tap the screen. Double tap the screen. You guys let me know. Answer my poll there. Is anybody struggling with their mental health right now? Yes or no? You can answer that poll. How's it going, B3? It's the afternoon for you. What you been doing? Working? Working? Hey, Elevated. Yes, this is a safe space, a no judgment zone. This will always be everybody's safe space and a no judgment zone. 5 o'clock, about to order pizza. Pizza. What kind of pizza? So yeah, so this year I don't really feel excited about the damn holidays. It is what it is. Thank God it's only 2 days away. Thank God it's gonna be over soon. But I am looking forward to seeing Jackson happy on Christmas. Cause, you know, he is blessed, you know. He's blessed. I'm blessed. We're blessed. We have a roof over our head. You know, he is gonna have a few presents under the tree. So I am excited to see that because, you know, I love to see him happy. You know, that's what I stress myself for. No, ma'am, God has brought me something amazing, abundance within, excuse me, through God, Jesus, and the Holy Spirit. Amen. I love that, Andrew. So I'm glad that at least I do have something for Jackson for under the tree, cause that would be a whole nother story. But you know, I do start like questioning myself about why I don't feel the way I'm supposed to feel, you know. But emotions are emotions for a reason, you know. They don't follow the days. They don't know that it's, you know, the holidays. And like I said, I'm just trying daily to give myself grace, you know, and to try to think positive. And like Lily said, that 2026 will be our year. And I really hope so, you know. And I hope everybody's doing well, you know. But if you're not, it's okay, you know. But that's why I came out here, you know, to be transparent, you know. I'm trying to be transparent all the way around, trying not to hide behind, you know, the little circle, trying to show you guys more of me, trying to be vulnerable, you know, even though it's easy to just hit that hide button, you know. But I would love, I'm trying to connect with you guys more on a different level. Um, Andrew said, laugh out loud. My mother used to get us socks and drawers, so I was grateful that I was able to share with my siblings. No, I didn't get anything. Aw, that's a blessing, and I still do that. I get them their main presents, and I still do that. I don't know if all moms do that, but like stocking stuffers will be socks, underwears, deodorant, toothbrushes, things like that. I don't know if I'm the only one, but I always do that for my boys. With whatever they get, they have all the essentials as well. I think it's because my mom used to do that too. She used to, you know, put all the essentials. And them letting me open one gift from them was dope. At least you have great memories, you know. They weren't, and I can't say they weren't the best because they probably were the best for you because you know that's what was afforded. So at least you have good memories, it seems. Lily says she does that too. Yeah, you got the essentials and stuff like that. My stockings always had chocolate stockings. Chocolate stockings or the chocolate coins? which I'm mad that I try to get some and they didn't have any in Target or Dollar Tree. They didn't have any of the chocolate coins when I went. I always put those damn coins in the stocking. Your mom never got you stockings? I was the only child, like I said, so I'm the only child from my mom's side, so she tried her best. She did try her best. Mom of three, trust me, your kids respect you so much and it'll show when they get older. You are doing amazing. It's fascinating. Congratulate yourself. Celebrate the little wins. I really try. I try. But when you're feeling down about other things, you don't really let yourself see the good things, even if they're little. But I am trying. I am trying. And thank you for those kind words. Chocolate stockings are just a bunch of chocolate bars in a stocking package. Ah. Yeah. There's so many candies that we could put into their thing. I don't even know why we give candy on any holiday. But I do. I have to get the candy canes, the little what is it? It looks like a candy cane, but it can have like M&Ms in it or Reese's or Skittles or whatever. And then the chocolate coins. They have other chocolate stuff. But anyway, they have a whole bunch of chocolate. They have a whole bunch of candy nowadays. Because, they change everything. They just put a Christmas packaging. It's all about money. So, but, as, being a single mom it's like everything falls on you. So if something goes wrong, it falls on you. If you're tired, you still have to keep going. If you're overwhelmed, there's rarely like a pause button. Well, thank goodness that, like I said, I do get a break from Jackson's dad. He takes him almost every weekend. Unless I want to do something with him on a weekend, I almost have every weekend off. But there's like certain occasions that I'll be like, my mom wants to see Jackson, or I want to go take him to see this movie, or I want to do this with him. So I'll keep him for the weekend. But my weekends, thank goodness, are almost always free. And not the whole weekend, but Friday to Saturday at least. After school Friday to like Saturday recent, because he works for the post office, so during the Christmas he does come home Saturday afternoon, but all throughout the year he'll come back Sunday morning. So I do get a little break, and not a lot of people get a break. So I am lucky that way. But in the household, anything goes wrong is your fault. It's up to you know and when help is limited, I feel isolated, and I'm sure many other people do. you know when you don't have resources like that, you feel like everything's on you know and other people. um well, I'm talking about me today, so I would say even sometimes in relationships you might feel that way too, but today is about me. Um, so there are days where I don't feel strong, that I feel like very overwhelmed, very like stretched to my limit. And I guess that's what gets me mentally exhausted. And that's why I'm tired all the time. You know, most of the time when I'm scrolling through Facebook or YouTube or whatever, I'm laying my ass on my bed or right here on the couch, like laid just, you know. With you noticing the difference between when negative thoughts, comments, or actions start, try and remember the sender and block all the negative energy immediately. Think about, think what brings happiness. Liliana, what's up, player? Laugh out loud. Don't mind me. I'm high. What do I know? Oh, so you're high and you're just letting all the wisdom out? I appreciate it though. I'm a man, but all jokes aside, God will bring ultimate peace. Truly put faith in God and happiness, abundance will come. I'm just thankful you're talking to my sis and being here for her. Thank you. Aw. And thank you, Simple, for still being here. I appreciate you. I appreciate everybody that passed through today. Damn, I've been talking for over an hour already about myself. Who does that? So single parents don't get enough credit for what they go through. They're supposed to be strong, they're supposed to have it all together, but it's not always like that. It's like a mental overload, you know, the constant planning, the constant budgeting, the emotions. You have to regulate your emotions. You have to teach your children to regulate their emotions. You have to teach your children to budget. You just have to teach your children to just be children also, because I don't want them to grow up so fast. Well, my 18-year-old, I got to teach him to be, well, it shouldn't be my job to teach him how to be a man, but he lives with me, so I do have to teach him how to be a man as well. Not only what his father, shows him and tells him, but most of the time he's with me. So I try to teach him the right way, especially when it comes to finances. Like, don't use your money right away. Don't use all your damn money on food. Learn how to save your money, you know? Just because you got it doesn't mean you have to waste it, you know? Trying to stay positive for these kids, even when you're struggling inside, is just, that's a part of being a single parent. Being the, what is it, custodial parent, you know? The parent that they live with, the parent that they see every day. Um, Sometimes you want to scream. Sometimes you just want to scream. But what I do is I sleep it away. Instead of screaming, I just sleep it away. And I don't know, sleeping, all the time is not good either. That takes away your energy also. And just says facts. Let them be kids as long as they can, but ultimately learn boys sooner how to save, build credit, and start a foundation with God first. Yes, 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 yes. Yes, we all had a panel yesterday. Elevator had his panel. Me and Lily had our panel. We gotta we gotta do a panel one day from beginning to end together. Because a lot of the stuff that I talk about, Q talks about, Elevated talks about, you know, we do talk about a lot of the same things. Of course, you guys don't talk about being a single mother, but but finances, YouTube. relationships, mental health. It's all important. And, I guess our job or our purpose is to make people aware, you know, and don't judge a book by its cover. Especially if somebody's commenting in the chat, sometimes people might think of it a certain way and, see the person in a different way, think that they're, being an asshole or bitchy or whatever, but they don't really know what's going on, behind the scenes, behind the computer, behind the keyboard. Yeah, we need to get a panel together. I started working at 14 and helping my mother pay rent. 16, I became a manager and quit at 17 to further school. That's good. I mean, you helped your mother. You seem like you were a responsible kid. And then you still pursued school. So that's awesome. Q elevated, might be working. He works now. He just got home. Yeah. That's why he's been coming on late night, because he be getting home late night lately. Yeah. But we definitely need to do a panel, you know, all of us together, because we do talk about a lot of the same things. But yeah, I was a bad team and didn't straighten up until I was 28. I hope my son straightens up, because I go through a lot with that one. My oldest, he's in Florida though, but that kid didn't make life easy. I hope he gets it together soon. He's 24 right now, but he got a lot of learning to do. But thanks, and I'm good. I never trip. I figured he would see it later, or I'll just pop over to his channel to say what's up. Went through the whole selling drugs and running in the streets, laugh out loud. Well, at least you overcame that. That's all that matters. But I know it wasn't easy. All right. You got a whole week off? That's good for you. Over a week? That's what's up. Yeah, so we definitely could plan something, all of us. That'll be cool. That'll be cool. Right, Q and Lily? Unpaid? Ah, that sucks. Oh, yeah, that sucks. You're lucky you be doing trades and all that. And I'm sure you use your money wisely and you know how to save, so I'm sure you'll be good. Damn, 24, I remember them days. Yeah, I was horrible. Yeah, but at least he wasn't, well, that I know of. But I don't think he was. He was more just wanting to be in the streets, to be in the damn streets. Um, Hanging out, smoking weed and things like that. He wasn't into like selling drugs and shit like that. But he's like, he used to just be in the streets, being with his friends, smoking weed, whatever. But at least he stopped that, like being in the streets and stuff like that. But he still has a long road ahead. Easy, not at all. I'm able to laugh and joke about it now, but it was rough for real, for real. Yeah, no, I understand. It ain't easy. I know it's not easy. My kid, he's not one to take advice from anybody, you know. He's hard-headed. Try to steer him the right way, he goes to the left. He thinks he got it, he got it. He don't need anybody. He don't need anybody. But then, oh, mom, it's just a setback, it's just a setback. I'd be like, damn, how many setbacks? But that's life, right? Look at me. I'm having a setback right now, too. So hopefully, I'm hoping that he'll grow out of it and get his shit together. I told him to go back to school, too. Absolutely, as a man, he'll learn when life makes him, if he doesn't choose to learn from experience first. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, I have faith. I do have faith that he'll, do what he have to do and get to where he needs to be to be stable and just to be on his own and not to have to depend on anybody but himself, you know. He wanted to go to Florida, but he's still living with people and, you know, so he's still not independent like he acts, Just because you have a job and a car and whatever, if you don't have any real bills, you're not real independent. You're just living off of somebody else that's not your mother, you know? But yeah, unfortunately, he does have to go through rough things to learn. But it's bad when he chose his road. He could have had it easy because, like I said, their dad would do anything. If he would have stood in school and doing everything, he would have had his car already. His dad is the type that would help him with rent and everything. Like, he chose the struggle. But a lot of us want to learn on our own. That's just life, right? Not everybody takes the easy road, so I can't judge that. This is just his journey. Everybody has a different journey. But I'm really hoping that 2026 is better for everybody because I know I'm not the only one that's been struggling, mentally, financially, emotionally, you know? And Lily, you say you wasn't staying the whole time, and look at you. Thank you. But like I like I said, anybody watching, this channel isn't about perfection. It's just about honesty, about me being transparent, besides showing you guys my real life, my life with Jackson, and talking about trending topics and mental health, you know. I just want this to feel like a space that everybody could come to and open up and not feel judged, as well as that I could come to and not feel judged, or that nobody's gonna go and make a live about me and talk about me, you know. So we're we're our community, that's what I'm trying to grow. I'm trying to grow my own community. So I love for you guys to always come back and stick around for the long haul. There's so many times that I've wanted to give up because of how slowly I'm growing, but every day I get reminded of why I don't give up, cuz there's somebody out there. that needs to hear the realness, not just drama, not just he said, she said, not just, you know, nonsense. Pe- there's people out here that do enjoy the realness of life, those trending topics that are real life for people, those stories are real people. I don't just make up these stories. I talk about things that really happen, and unfortunately those people go have gone through some crazy things, and they do need justice. A lot of people need justice, but you know, and everybody needs to take care of their mental health. Thank you. Yes, everybody turn on those notification bells. He needs more help than he believes. Something deep will have to hit him to realize he needs to be able to take constructive criticism and build from it. Part of becoming a man, taking up accountability. Yes, 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 yes. Sometimes I feel like he does take accountability, but then he like backtracks. He starts blaming, me and his grandmother for what he did, for him being the way he did. When me personally, I just show him tough love. Like, if you're not gonna be doing what you gotta do, then you ain't gonna be doing it up in my house. You're not gonna be having 50 million people in my house and not paying a bill, not going to school, not working, not like I'm not the hangout house. From when he was a teenager, he thought that he was gonna do whatever he wanna do and run my house. He had a bad wake up call. So he does have a lot of animosity towards me, and we do have to work on our relationship. But it's hard when, you're in different states. It's hard to work on your relationship. So, but he knows, because every time he talks to me, he does, you know, you were right about this or you were right about that. So he does see it, but he's not all the way there yet. But I do believe that he'll get there one day. We were all ignorant at one time, right? Some of us are still ignorant to a certain extent, you know? If they do let them, they don't pay your bills or feed you. F them. No, I say F them all the time. Now you're saying F them? Absolutely, I'll be joining your lives. I turned on all notifications. Yes, thank you. So yes, thank you everybody for supporting. I really appreciate you being here. Everybody that was here. Wow, I've been on almost an hour and a half. That's awesome. Thank you, thank you. I'm so glad I came on. I wasn't even gonna come on. I kept saying, am I gonna hit that like live button? Am I gonna hit that live button? I'm glad that I hit the live button. From what I get from it, your son ultimately knows you are the strongest parent, so he reflects anger towards you without understanding and knowing. Yeah, that's what they do, you know? And then they think that just because other parents might, let their kid do whatever they want to do or whatever, like you're going to be the same way. Oh, sorry. It was the sirens. But I'm going to kill Lily. Lily, why did you do that? I'm going to kill this lady. She blessed me when I know she needs also. Don't do that. You know, I'll get it out the trenches if need be, you know? But I appreciate you. I appreciate you. I love you too. Have to swallow my emotion. Swallow my emotions. But yeah. So I'm glad that I did come on tonight. I wasn't going to come on, you know. I didn't come on here for any answers. I just came on here for to be honest, for honesty. I'm glad that a lot of people were able to, connect and, you know, talk about what they talked about, gave advice, gave their thoughts. I really appreciate that, you know. Sometimes that's all that's needed is to talk about it, you know. I'm sure, I mean, it's not over, I'm sure tomorrow I'll still wake up feeling a certain way, but that's life. But I do have to push myself forward because I do need to wrap these damn presents. I do need to figure out what the heck I'm gonna cook. Like, I don't even have that. Like, what am I gonna cook for Christmas or Christmas Eve? Whatever the hell day I'm gonna decide to cook. I mean, I do cook almost every day, but you know what I mean. What holiday meal? Oh, I am gonna visit with my mom this Saturday because I'll be here for Christmas. And I guess she's not gonna come over because she said she'll plan for us to go over there on Saturday, and that she'll cook for us. So at least that'll be good. I'll be around my mom. We'll all be together. I do have PayPal. I'll give the information to Lily, and Lily could send it to you. Or Lily actually has my information already because she has my phone number. Um, But yeah, so that'll be good just to be around my mom. I keep saying family, but I don't really have a good family. Well, I don't have a good family. I don't have a big family, My father was not there for me, really. He did try to be there and not really be there. He just wanted me to go over there to be with my siblings and his wife, cuz he's the type that would be in his room. But anyway, that's another story. But anyway, and unfortunately, he is going through some kind of like dementia or something right now because he is older. But like I said, that's a whole nother story. So if you take anything from this live, let it be that you don't always have to be okay. You know, it's okay not to be okay, but don't keep it bottled inside either. Have somebody to talk to, at least one person that you can just let it all out to, you know? Journaling helps a lot, but it feels even better when you have somebody to connect to, Even if they're not going through what you're going through. Just to have somebody to talk to that is able to listen without judgment, you know, that's able to hear you, that's able to, just listen. Sometimes you don't even need anybody to talk back to you. You just need to be able to vent to them, to just let it all out, you know? So I'm glad that, quite a few people did show up today. I mean tonight. I wasn't sure if there was gonna be anybody in the chat. So I'm pleasantly surprised. Hey Lynn sis. Welcome in, welcome in. Look at that. My sis Lynn and Candy K. Hey, Candy K. See, I'm happy, I'm happy. A lot of people did show up. Guys, gotta catch the replay. I was very vulnerable today, open, transparent about my, struggles, but I do feel better, a little better now. Of course, I'm not gonna be 100% until I do what I have to do and get what I need to get and be where I need to be. But, one step at a time, right? But I have faith that I'll get there. I can't be down for long, right? I can't be down forever. I'm not going to let myself be down forever, you know? Thank you, Lynn. Thank you, Andrew. You are loved and highly favored. God loves you most. Yes, amen. I do know that. I do know that. They say he doesn't give you more than you can handle, right? Yes, I am. Thank you. Yeah, I've been on over an hour and a half already. So yes. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate you passing through, Candy Kate. I appreciate everybody passing through and supporting. Have 26 likes. Thank you. So yeah. So, it's okay to not be okay. Please find somebody to talk to, even if it's just one person that you can just let it all out and be you, you know? And if you're somebody that somebody wants to talk to, please listen to them without judgment because you never know when it could be you know? Also, I want to say if anybody's going through any kind of emotional issues, any misunderstandings, reach out to that person you're having a misunderstanding with because maybe that's all it was a misunderstanding. And you never know, until you talk about it, communicate. But thank you for holding down this live with me, everybody. I really appreciate you. Please, if you haven't, hit that subscribe button. Of course, double tap the screen. If you're watching the replay, thank you for watching the replay. I really appreciate you. I do hope that you enjoy the live, that you hit the like button. And if this resonates with you and if you think that this can help anybody, please hit that share button. Um, yeah. So thank you so much, guys. I love you all. Happy holidays. I'm sure you'll see my face again before the actual holiday. But yeah. Thank you for being here and I really appreciate you. Thank you for everybody that's been holding down the chat for this entire hour and a half. And thank you for everybody that passed through, even if it was for a few minutes. Please catch the replay if you came in late. I greatly appreciate it. And also, I have a playlist you can watch, even if it's on a second device. But good night, guys. I love you, and I will catch you on the next one. Bye.